Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to talk about the monthly forecast for Aquarius people for the month of July. Guys, pardon me for this month, I'm a little late, but I assure you that from going forward next month onwards, the monthly series I'm going to make it within the first week of the month. So, I've decided that, we'll go in I'll go in the reverse order. So, I'll go from the 28th of July and then to the 13th of July. So we'll go in the reverse order. So 28th of July, Mars, which is a very important planet for you people. Mars is the lord of your profession. Okay, Mars is the lord of your communication, your courage, your hard work. So that particular planet was in conjunction with Ketu. That was a difficult phase. So you guys must have seen a difficult phase around your communication, around your hard work, around your short-term travels, around your profession. Now finally, Mars is getting out of the conjunction of Ketu and is getting into the 8th house, in the house of research. So, beautiful transit, guys. You would see gains at profession. You would see excellent communication at your profession. You would see excellent writing at your profession. You would see a lot of, like your, say, short-term travels related to your profession. And this is also the time when your hobby, okay, can become into a profession. That is also seen from this movement. So great time people who are into social media, because third house is the house of social media. So great time. You would see a lot of expansion happening. So great time. Any kind of communication that you would do, especially in the area of your work. So you could be a consultant. You could be a social media person, social media influencer. You could be like employed somewhere. You could be into business. So one good thing you would say after 28th of July is that whatever communication you would make, that would be a very research oriented communication. Because third house is the house of communication and writing. Eighth house is the house of research, and 10th house is the house of profession. So that's how that's how you build a connection. So a great time, like you would see longevity also with this, because Mars is getting into the house of longevity also, 8th house. So great movement, guys. Great times in terms of your profession. You had your fair share of struggle in the last 2 months. So now you would see a great relief coming in terms of profession. So the only condition is that you are a Aquarius ascendant and passing through with Mars times, which is Mars Mahadasha or Mars Antardasha. Otherwise, this particular like movement of Mars is like a 10% for you. It has a 10% impact on you. It's like a drop in the ocean. Okay, now let's move on to 26th of July. That's a beautiful, beautiful transit, guys, happening, which is Venus, your Karak planet. Venus is the lord of your 4th house and your 9th house. Venus is the lord of your contentment, your your real estate, your happiness at home, your mother, your vehicles. Venus is the lord of your luck, religion, destiny, father, long-term travel, higher studies. So beautiful house. Both the Kendra as well as the Cone. The lord of Kendra and Cone is now again getting into a Cone, which is in the 5th house and in conjunction with Jupiter. Guys, beautiful time. From the 26th of July. So 5th house. This is the house of your romantic relationships. This is the house of your kids. This is the house of your creativity. This is the house of stock market. This is the house of your, any kind of a startup idea. Okay, this is the house of, education, intellect, learning. Okay, and this is the house of your, creativity, your startup. Now, you would see massive, success. You would see a massive help, assistance, destiny. Help of luck in all these areas. So great time for people, those who are single, and looking for a romantic partner. Guys, very, very high probability that you would get an absolutely amazing romantic partner after 26th of July. You would have excellent, like if you are already in a relationship and you are facing some issues, you would see all issues will be gone. And your relationship, your romantic relationship would be great. Okay, excellent times in terms of people those who are wanting to become parents. Beautiful time for that. Great time for people who are getting into some kind of a startup idea. This is the time for you to get into action. This is the time for you to, start pitching your idea to, the financiers or the investors. You would see great action happening in terms of your startup. People who are into any kind of a creative profession, could be an artist, could be, like a writer. Anything could be, even in films or like any kind of, web series or whatever you call these, like cinema. Any kind of, creative profession, you would see massive gains coming. Because why? Because, one is Jupiter as well as Venus in conjunction, and both of them are aspecting the 11th house of gains. So with all these, areas, you would see gains. So beautiful transit. This is also the house of mantra chanting, guys. So, great times in terms of all areas related to fifth house. The only condition here is that, you are Aquarius ascendant passing through with either Jupiter times or with through Venus times, which is Venus Mahadasha or Venus Antartasha. So, beautiful transit, guys. I would strongly, and yes, I would be completely making a series, on this, Lakshmi Narayan Yoga, which is Venus and Jupiter in conjunction. So, guys, I would request you to subscribe my channel so that you don't miss on all those important, like series. And right after this, I'm on Aquarius. After Pisces, I'm going to jump to that series. So, please stay tuned and subscribe my channel. Now, next movement is the 18th of July, which is Mercury, which is getting retrograde. Okay, and getting retrograde in the 6th house. So, Mercury is the lord of your 5th house and the lord of your 8th house. So, one, it is creating a Viparit Rajyog because the lord of 8th is coming into the 6th. That's good. Okay, so again, as I say, a retrograde planet, which is, 5th house is about your romantic relationships. It's about your kids. Now, Lord of 5th house is now getting into the 6th house in a retrograde motion. Okay, which means there needs to be a re-evaluation. There needs to be a reassessment. So, I'll give you an example. I'll pick up one of the areas from the 5th house and give you an example. So, say you are in a romantic relationship. Okay, and it's almost at the verge of ending. Okay, or you are facing a lot of issues around the romantic relationship. Now, this is the time when Mercury gets retrograde. This is the time for you to reevaluate, your decision. This is the time, even if you are at the verge of just separating or, breaking ties, reevaluate. There is a probability that, things may, you may like get into a patch-up mode, or things may become like before and you don't separate. So basically it's like, you have to re-evaluate. That's what the retrograde planet is. So you got to just pause, think, take a cup of coffee, think about, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be, some demand from your kids. Maybe they want to go for some kind of an education. Okay, it's time for you to re-evaluate on all these areas. Maybe you are a startup owner. Okay, re-evaluate your idea around the startup. Okay, maybe into creative re-evaluation which is required. So that's mostly about the Mercury, which is just about, you have to re-evaluate. So next movement is 16th of June, when Sun is, which is the lord of your 7th house, which is the lord of your marriage, which is the lord of your business partnership, is getting into the 6th house. Now, guys, this is basically Sun is getting from 12th from its own house, which means 12th house is the house of losses. So, yes, this is a little technical. Little difficult transit in terms of your marriage. So there could be challenges around marriage. There could be challenges around your business partnership. So maybe there would be a little bit of a ego clashes with your spouse. There could be a little bit of a ego clashes with your business partner. That is seen. So not a very favorable time. Because Sun anyways for all the ascendants is little difficult because it is 12th from its own house. So That's little difficult. However, in terms of, if you have any kind of like thing related to the government, with this movement of sun, you would see that thing, that benefit is happening. But yes, around your spouse, around your marriage, and as business partnership, that this is a little challenging time, guys. Even, the partnership business, the people who are into a partnership business, they would also see a little bit of a challenge. Now, one more thing that would happen, because sun is transiting in the 6th house, and it is aspecting the 12th house of, foreign land. So in case your spouse is into the foreign land, now this is the time when you would see that spouse would come to you. So, that's mostly about this, sun. So again, people who are Aquarius rising, passing through sun Mahadasha or sun Antardasha, they are the ones who would see this impact. If you're not passing through sun Mahadasha or sun Antardasha, then chill, relax. This is like a drop in the ocean. It won't impact you. So with all the, transits I'm talking about, with Mars, with Venus, with Mercury, with Sun, it is about the times. Only then it has an impact. Otherwise, it is a mild impact, 10% to 15% maximum. Now, 13th July, Saturn, which is the lord of your ascendant and the lord of your 12th house, okay, is coming into is getting retrograde into the 12th house, 2nd house of wealth. So good, this transit of Saturn in the house of wealth is good. It helps you. That's the house of bank balance. That's the house of your net worth in the society. Okay, that's the house of your cash flow. That is, the house of your liquid income. Basically, it is about the money. So good times in terms of money. However, when Saturn gets retrograde, okay, it is the time for you to reevaluate the area in which Saturn is currently transiting. So the 2nd house is the house of your wealth. 2nd house is the house of your your speech. And second house is the house of food which you consume. The 2nd house is the house of your, your like close family. So here there is a re-evaluation required in all these areas. So maybe, you have to re-evaluate around your investments, around your assets. You would have to introspect around, what is your like areas where you are investing money. Okay, you need to reevaluate in these areas. You need to reevaluate around, what you are eating, what is going inside your body. What kind of food you are eating. Maybe it's good for health, maybe it's not good for health. That needs a reevaluation. That's what a retrograde planet is. So you got to reevaluate your speech. How you speak. It may be, like whether it is doing good for others, whether it's a gentle speech, and especially your speech with your close family. And, it's about the re-evaluation of your relationship with your close family. So that's mostly about the, Saturn retrograde. And after the, Lakshmi Narayan Yoga, I would be creating a complete series on a retrograde Saturn also, guys. So, I request you to subscribe my channel. So, because I'll be coming up with a lot of important stuff. So that's mostly about the month of July, guys. So, Aquarius people, if you've liked this video, I would request you to subscribe my channel, to press the bell notification, and also to add a comment, because your comment, really validates my effort. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for your time, and you have a great evening.